G'day guys, welcome to Matty's workshop again. I really hope everyone's doing well through this coronavirus crisis. We're just ticking along at home here. Kids are at home doing their schoolwork still. Not too sure how long that's going to be happening for, but anyway, what it is what it is. So I've got some shed time. This is a dial indicator attachment I want to make for the mill to hold. I'll show you this picture over here. I can't explain it, but you'll get the gist of it. Okay, so this piece here, which is 5 1/4 inches long, it's got a 1/4 inch slot in the middle. It'll have a peg up that side which will go into the chuck, and the indicator will be able to slide along this slot, if you get what I mean, and be good for tramming in the mill. So it's just a little project I thought I'd build. Some other components to it, but I'll show them as I go through. So the first part I'm going to make, I'm going to try and do most of this work on the shaper. So this is a piece, it's actually 6 inches long, 1/4 inch, so I'm going to have to machine this down a bit. This is 390 thou. So it's a bit to come off there. It's got to come down to 3/4 inch wide. So, it's probably about 300 thou to come off and square it all up. And then I'm more than likely going to drill a hole in each end and try and machine the slot out with the shaper. So I'm going to have a crack at it anyway. But I'll go and get this set up in the shaper anyway. I've got to tram the vise and everything back in, so I'll get it set up and I'll bring you back when I'm starting to hack a bit off. Okay, I've got the vise trammed in. Shaper's running at 62 strokes a minute. What that is in feet per minute, I've got no idea. I can't work that out, my brain's not that good. Yeah, I think I'm pretty right to go now. You've seen these holes on this plate before. I've got to take all that material down to the bottom of them holes, then I'll flip it and then take it down to the dimension, and then what will I do then? Oh, then I'll put it on its edge and machine it down to 1/4 inch thick. I'll get that slowed right down, try and avoid that chatter coming back into it. Where the tool bounces, on the reverse stroke. Getting a good chip forming off there, nice and curly. Not as smooth as I'd like it, but that's going to have to do. Might just try a shear tool in there quickly. That's a much better finish. That'll do me. I'm very happy with that now. Okay, I'll get this flipped over, give it a measure, and bring it down to our final dimension, which is 3/4 of an inch. See what we ended up with. Now, I'm just going to reposition that camera so actually if I spin that around you should be able to see it. Hopefully you can see that there. Smack on 750. I'm hoping the other end's the same. Just take a quick measurement here at the other end. You can see that there or not. It's good as 750. Pretty happy about that. Not bad for an old machine. This will be the final run on this side. It'll be that close to. I've decided to leave it at 300 thou, just to be that touch thicker. Yeah, there's no. It's not going to hurt it. So it should be that close to 300 thou deep or thick anyway. It should be close enough. It's not as good as the other side. That tool must be starting to get bloody compressor. Right, the kajeebies out of him. What was I saying? Changed my undies, that's right. It's not as good as finish as the other side, but the tool's probably due for a hone, I'd say. Anyway, I'll get this out and work out how I'm going to put the slot in here. I've got the better of me. Had to take the tool out and give it a touch up and run over it again with a very light cut. They taking the thou or two off. Trying to get that nice finish on it. So hopefully this will do it. Good luck. So the chips aren't too bad. Nice curly little suckers. Too bad. That'll do. Okay. I'm really happy with the way this come off the shaper. Really, I'm happy with the finish. I'd like to have a go at putting this 1/4 inch groove or slot on the shaper. I'd like to try and have a go at doing it on the shaper. A friend of mine who's a retired tool and die maker gave me a tub. It was full of brazed carbide bits, still had the wax on the end of them, and had quite a few pieces of high-speed steel in there. This is a bit, I've got no idea the breed of it. Then we've got a sharp there. It says Sweden. It's got 47 written on it. And the last one of the words there says SAB. What that is, I don't know. I'm going to have a go grinding this and be able to put the slot in. How I'm going to grind it, I'm not too sure yet. It's going to be just trial and error. I've centre punched a mark at each end that I can put a 1/4 inch drill through and set the shaper so I will start and stop in them grooves, in them holes. It's going to be a bit sketchy, but I'm hoping I can do it. Got no harm in trying it. I've never done anything like this, so I've got no idea really which way, the exact way to attack it, but I'm going to have a go at it anyway. What's the worst can happen? Screw it up and make another part. There's been plenty of parts going to bin. But hopefully I can get around doing this. Now there's the other way I could do it, is I could use a slitting saw in the mill and just have it on its edge and run the slitting saw up and down there. I don't have any small end mills. The smallest I have is 10mm, which I don't want a 10mm gap. I'm trying to stick to the plan. The way my end mills are anyway, that they're pretty dull. So I'm not even going to try and contemplate that idea. So all I've got is a shaper to have a crack at. Anyway, I'm going to go and have a fiddle around with a grind, and I'll bring this back when I'm sort of half there. Okay, now I'm in uncharted territory here. You can see the tool there. I've relieved the back of it quite a lot. It is fairly thin. Sorry, get that in the camera, it might be better. It is fairly thin. I'm hoping the stock is going to break off. Just going to take it very, very easily, I think. There's probably a million things I'm doing wrong here. Probably 1,000,003 actually, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So there's no time like the present to start. Just hope to God it works, I tell you. I spent a fair bit of time setting up the stroke. I sincerely hope I've got that correct. I have got to stop over on this side, so I'm just going to be manually feeding the side travel. If this works, I'm going to be so surprised. And this is just going to be done visually by eye to this next line. I might just hold it there and just do a final cut later. Oh, what the hell, it's going to hold. What I'll do now, I'll set an indicator up on the opposite side at a 0 that I can run to. Now I'm happy with that, which I should have really done and then just went over 250,000. Yep, I forgot. So anyway, I'll get an indicator set up and I'll bring this back when I just want to shift the camera out of the way so I can concentrate a bit more on this. Little update here. We are actually forming a slot. Now I realise I have done this completely arse about face, but I should have had a hole in the middle here and gone from that hole that way, and then from, would have been able to finish a slot turning the piece around. But I don't want to pull it out of the vise now and do it again, and try and line everything back up. Now I did stuff up and break the tool, so I had to do another regrind there, which I'm sort of happy it did, because I've got a bit better grind on it now. I accidentally went over 250 thou. It's about 262, which doesn't matter, because the piece that actually slides in this, I can make that to suit. Fair bit of concentration, because I don't want to make it any wider and I don't want to screw it up. Now when it gets to the end here, it's actually riding up a little bit on the end and then coming back down. It's not actually getting right, so it's going to be a little bit of a file job in there to finish that off, which I'm quite happy with that. I don't mind 5 minutes of filing, but I don't like 3 hours of it. Anyway, I'll keep hacking. I'm about halfway down now, roughly, and each time I adjust down I realise I could have done it a different way. But that's the way it is. That's the way life goes. Anyway, just sort of give you an update there. It's broke through now, so it's good to hear. We have a slot, part thereof. Turn it on, you silly bastard. Well, we have a slot. We only managed to break the tool once, which was a bonus. I do have a little bit of filing up this end here to do, which is completely understandable from the way I've done it. And it's not a perfect slot, I'll give you the tip. But it's all about living and learning. Well, I do apologise, I never got any video of rounding the end off. The young fella's part of his schooling, secondary schooling, he does tech. So while they're at home they can sort of choose what they'd like to do. Instead of he's doing cooking this semester, but they said don't worry about cooking, just if you want to go out and play, make something. Well, so he obviously chose metalwork, so I got him out here and I got him to put a bolt of washer in there and use the washer as a radius guide and file the ends, which he's done a pretty darn good job. I did have to neaten up one of them, but they came out pretty good in the end. So in the shaper now I've got it's a 1 inch square just facing off the 1 inch square that this actually gets bolted to the top of this, and then there's a stem that comes off that which goes into the chuck or the collar. So I'll get that all cleaned off because it's just real rusty and crappy piece. I'll get it rounded off, cleaned off, and I'll bring his back when I've got to do the holes and whatever in that. So there we go, that's part one, or that component finished of it anyway, one piece of the puzzle.